Alright, this is just going to be a quick tutorial to show you how to get a scenery object in game. I've already got my model and texture right here. So the first thing we're going to want to do is go into our Halo root directory, go to Data, Scenery. We're going to create a file or a folder for it. I'm going to call it Weapon Crate. And I'm going to create 3 folders in this folder. One called Models, one called Bitmaps, and one called Physics. Now I'm going to go ahead and drag my texture into the bitmaps folder, and then I've got my model open here, so I'm going to choose Save As, and I'm going to navigate to Data, Scenery, Weapons Crate, Models, and I'm going to save that. Okay, the first thing you're going to want to do is create a box here in your model. We're going to name this box Frame. We're going to select all of the pieces of our scenery object and use the link tool to link them to the frame. You can check to make sure that worked here in your selected select by name. Now I'm going to save that. I'm going to choose Run Script, JMS Exporter, and export JMS data. Now we're going to navigate back to Scenery, Weapons Crate, Models. We're going to call this Weapon Crate and export that. Alright, now we need to create a new save for this. We're going to call this one Collision Geometry. The trick to collision geometry is that you cannot have any open edges or overlapping surfaces in your collision geometry. So I'm going to go ahead and delete the hinges and latches on my box here. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and export this again. But this time I'm going to export it to my physics folder, and I'm going to call it collision-geometry. Alright, now I'm going to save that, and I'm going to go to my Halo root directory, open up Tool, and type in Tool, Bitmaps, Scenery, / Weapon Crate, / Bitmaps. Alright, now that that's created, we're going to open up Gorilla or Cornman. We're going to do New, Shader Model, check Simple Parameterization, choose Metal Thick, or whatever you want to use. And then here you're going to use the file path to the bitmap that you just compiled. So Scenery, Weapon Crate, Bitmaps, Weapon Crate. Now we're going to close and save this. We're going to go to Scenery, Weapon Crate. We're going to create a folder called Shaders. Put in the same name as our bitmap and save. And then we're going to open Tool back up. We're going to type in Tool, Model, Scenery, Weapon Crate, and let that compile our model. Alright, now Tool, Collision-Geometry, space Scenery, / Weapon Crate, and that compiled our collision geometry. Now go back to Gorilla, and we're going to create a new scenery file, or scenery tag. Here we're going to set the bounding radius to 0.6. We're going to put in the file path to our model, and then we're going to put in the file path to our collision geometry. Now we're going to close and save this, navigate to Scenery, Weapon Crate, and I'm just going to name it Weapon Crate. And that's all there is to it. So I will put this in a map, compile it, and open it up in another screen recorder so that you can see what it looks like in game. Alright, as you can see, the weapon crates are in game. I added some weapons and ammunition to them here. The collision geometry is found.